Welcome to this week's Inside the Huddle on the Sachem Report. I'm Chris McCarroll alongside Dave Falco in the computer lab, which is located in the D-Wing here at Sachem High School North. We still have plenty of locations for this Inside the Huddle show. We find new ones every week. Different type of week though. We're talking about a regular season loss to Northport, which has only happened 4 times in 37 years of playing Northport. So, strange feeling. I don't like the feeling. I'm sure you don't either. Let's talk about that. How did it happen? What were the key takeaways of actually losing this game?
I think the first thing you have to do is give them credit. You know, they have a great coaching staff and they have a real good-looking team that seems to be getting stronger as the weeks go on. They're very healthy at this point, you know, in the year. They have a solid offense which can attack you in different spots. You know, so I think the first thing you have to do is you have to give them credit. On the flip side, I think you have to look at us, and our strength right now is both our offense and defensive line. Where our weakness is and where our growth and development is still occurring is at the skill positions. And then when you lose skill position players like Trent and Ross, and you get a couple other guys banged up during the game, things start to fall apart quickly. But having said all that, I think we were in the game and down 6 points for most of the game. So we're right there. We got to make a stop. We got to get a 4th down conversion. We got to get a turnover, and those things didn't happen, and that's how you lose football games.
Trent's not there. Anthony Ross is hurt. A couple other players, getting dinged up during the game. From an outsider, you look at the box score and you see 33-10, Sachem lost. There's reasons for it. When you have your best player not on the field, it's going to do something to the outcome of the game.
You know, Trent is still day-to-day, and we're not going to put him in until he is healthy. It was a grass surface, and it was a little bit slick. I just didn't think it was the opportunity to get him in there. I mean, he's chomping at the bit and really wants to play. So we'll see how he is today, and we'll take it one day at a time with him. But we can't feel sorry for ourselves. You know, we have a motto here, next man in, and the next man in has to go in and do the job. You know, D has gone in and done the job for us. You know, Tyler Andrassi's playing really well at the offensive positions. You know, we have Malik Pierre, we have Bagaglia that's really stepped up for us. So we need to do a better job. You know, everybody has to look in the mirror and say to themselves, have I done everything that I can do? Coaches and players included.
Interesting. From the Northport side, they were obviously very excited. You mentioned it in the post-game speech to your team. A couple of the stories that were written about it. When Sachem loses to any of these teams, it's a big deal because we're Sachem. Yep. What is that like from your perspective to see them that excited and to be at the other end of that?
You know, I think their excitement. I wouldn't say that it surprised me, but I felt it was something we needed to see. Because I explained to the guys, and Fred used to have something written down on the coach's wall downstairs. You know, the wind blows, hardest at the top. And I would say, with the record that we've had over the last 3 or 4 years, that we are one of the top teams, and people are coming after us. And they're basing their season, and they're setting their barometer based on how well they play against us. And the fact that they played extremely well had them excited. I'm not sure that our guys are playing with that same passion. Sometimes you get lulled into the fact that, hey, we're just going to put this jersey on and things are going to happen. You actually have to go out and take things from people. And I think they came into the game saying we wanted to take this from Sachem. And you have to tip your cap and say they did a great job. We have to get back to work and continue to try to get better, regardless of who's in the game.
4-1, not a bad start to a season at all. You lose one game and things just start getting in perspective of what's going to happen next. What's next is William Floyd, who hasn't lost a game since week 1, has a new running back in the mix, has arguably the best quarterback on Long Island. How do you prepare for that?
Yep. Again, I think our focus needs to be on what Sachem North is doing. You know, how are we rushing the passer? How are we tackling? Are we getting lined up correctly? Are we bumping receivers as they come off the line? Are we staying on our blocks? On offense. Are we running the correct routes? Are we taking the correct drop in our pass plays? Those are the things that have to get better. And regardless of who's on the other side, if those things don't improve, then we're not going to be successful. So, got to give credit to Floyd. They're a great program, great coaching staff. Great players, good kids that work extremely hard. But if we focus on them and don't turn this back on ourselves and say, hey, our fundamentals are not where they need to be. And that's on the coaches and that's on the kids, and those things have to get better. So we spend time watching them, and I know what their schemes are and how they're going to get lined up. But if we don't come out of our stance in a certain way, if we don't have our hands positioned in a certain way, if we aren't blocking for 6 seconds, if we aren't swarming the ball on defense, it doesn't matter how you get lined up, and it really doesn't matter who you're playing, because everybody in Division I can play.
Well, it doesn't matter the outcome, it will be a good game. Sachem Floyd is a big rivalry game, and we'll have coverage right here on the Sachem Report. You can follow us at Sachem Report on Twitter for live updates from inside the game. Also follow at Sachem Football and at Coach Falco for other updates throughout the week from that side of the coin. And for Dave Falco, I'm Chris Vaccaro. Thanks for watching as always. And remember, Sachem, stay classy.